Yo, what's good? To those of you who don't know who I am, I'm DJ Ayo. And today I'm gonna be talking to y'all about how I made the beat for Through the Storm by Polo G. Let's get into it. So just a little bit about me and my history and how I came to making music. I'm from Chicago, and I've been DJing for since 2011, so about 10 years. I've been making beats since about 2013, so about 8 years. And I've been engineering since the year after 2013, so since 2014, so about for 7 years. And so while I was engineering, I came across this artist. And at the time, it was Polo, you know what I'm saying? But who y'all know as today, Polo G. Came across Polo G, and at first I was just recording for him. But then things just slowly escalated as I'm recording. We steady making the vibe, making good songs, making decent songs, decent music. I'm catching the vibe. I'm like, oh man, I need to make a beat for this guy. I was already making beats, but I just wasn't experienced with it yet. You know what I'm saying? So, or 100% experienced with it. You know what I'm saying? I just hadn't been doing it for a long time. So, anywho, I eventually asked Polo to make a beat for him. So for all you all that know, I produce Final Things. But fast forward to a little more recent, when Dire Legend was being made, like after Battle Cry was already done, Final Things was done, and Pop Out was already out, Polo had me come to his crib in LA. And out there is where I made the beat for Through the Storm at his home, on Fruity Loops. And out there is where I made the beat at for Through the Storm, along with about 5 other tracks that's on the project that I produced. And before we really get into it, for real, I want to give a big shout out to Looper Man and to Minor To Go. Definitely a fan of Looper Man and Minor To Go, big fan. And just a clarification, I want to clear something up real quick. A lot of people, they try to discredit the producers that's using loops. And I just want to give a little bit of my perspective on it. Like when music was first coming about, and even a little bit more recently past first coming about, there was always 3 producers or 4 producers on the beat. So now what's going on now? We got technology. So now we can send our loops and send our melodies to producers across the world or in another state and be able to make the beat with them without being in the same studio session. It's just that same process. You get what I'm saying? It's just newer. So same thing, like, I don't feel like people should be discrediting producers who don't use their own loops. Granted, I know how to do both, but still I don't think you should be discrediting nobody that don't know how to use their own loops, because ultimately, the producers are flipping the loops and making them how they need to sound so that they can fit with the artist. 9 times out of 10, a loop is not gonna go to the artist on the beat the same way that the loop was. You know what I'm saying? And you might have to rewind this to really understand what I just said. So let's get into how I made the beat for Through the Storm. So the loop, when I first heard it on Looper Man, it was like this. Okay, and so hearing that, like, that wasn't really a sound, or like I couldn't hear any flows that would fit with Polo to go with that loop. One, it was too fast for I feel like the vibe we was trying to catch, and it was a little bit too high pitch wise for the vibe that we was trying to catch. So I decided to slow it down. It's at 172 BPM to begin with. I slowed it down to right about 158. So a little bit slower, a little bit easier to rap on, and then just change the pitch. So took it down 2.5 cents, or 3 quarter tones, which gave it this vibe. The melody that people know today. So from there, Pretty simple and straight to the point with the drums, mainly because we want the rapper to still be able to rap on it. You get what I'm saying? For different flows, trap music and different music is different strokes. You get what I'm saying? But for this song in particular, kept it simple so that the voice could really stand out inside of it. So like I say, simple and to the point. So first, we starting off with the hi-hat. Simple two-step hi-hat. Nothing too complicated, something easy for the rapper to rap on. Real simple. Nothing complicated. And if we hear that back with the loop. Right? Okay, so next, we got our clap. Every beat gotta have a clap or a snare. That's traditional. Just keep that straight and to the point. So, simple clap. Nothing too complicated. In the mixture with the whole beat. Dope. So next, we got a snare. And this snare, I wouldn't say it was complicated, but it wasn't just as simple as the traditional snare. We got an offset snare. We got an offset snare in there, just to add some flow to it, a little bit of bounce to it. And then we stacked the clap with the same exact snare. So that snare sounds like. Right? So, in the mixture with all the beat. Right? Then, we add in this open hat, which that just keeps the top of the key really for me in this beat. That's its specific job. Real simple open hat, nothing too complicated. Right, in the mixture with the rest of the beat. Right, starting to come together, starting to hear the final project. So now we got the spins 808, and it spins not because of the producer, because of what it do. It spins, you get what I'm saying? So piano roll, we finding our bass note. Dun. Nothing too simple, and we turn the bass off at the clap. So we now we add our bass to the mix. And actually, let you guys hear that by itself. So now if we throw that into the mix, it's gonna sound like this. Okay, it's coming together. Last final touch. is the kick. Nothing too complicated. And a big shout out to JTK and King Lee Boy for the sounds that I'm using on this beat. Big shout out. And with the kick, we essentially just copied the bass pattern. Literally. Put them all on there. Let's see. And that kick comes out like. And the kick comes out like. Nothing too complicated. So in the whole mixture of the beat, nothing too complicated. So in the whole scheme of the beat,